Pole Jam? Pole Jam? Pole Jam? Come on, Crunchyroll, really? I know it's censorship and all, but Pole Jam instead of Pearl Jam? Let's get it. What is up, everyone? It's your boy Infrar-Ed. Welcome to the Scout Report. Today I bring you an anime review of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4, Diamond is Unbreakable. And just like I said before the intro, our stand of the week is called Pole Jam instead of Pearl Jam. I guess that's a little bit better than them completely changing their name around altogether. And just like the past 2 or 3, maybe even 4 episodes, again, it was another episode. I won't necessarily call it filler, but at the same time, not too much went on to advance the story until the very end. But without further ado, let's get down to the breakdown as we start off the episode, which is gonna be all Josuke and Okuyasu this episode because we just got 2 full episodes of Koichi. He's at the crib. This episode is Josuke and Okuyasu as they're walking. They're coming from visiting Okuyaku's grave, Okuyaku's brother's grave. As he says, I'm hungry, let's go get something to eat. It's this new Italian place that's in this certain area. Let's go check it out. Josuke is a little bit skeptical about it because he's like, wait a minute, that used to be a cemetery over there. I'm not going to a restaurant that's by a damn cemetery. Are you crazy? But they decide to go there anyway. They make their way there. It's an Italian restaurant, just like I said. However, it's a little bit weird because they look out in the front and it says that today's cuisine depends on the customer. And they get in and this is where the fun starts. So they enter the restaurant and it's very nice inside. However, it's empty as they're immediately greeted by an Italian man by the name of Tonio Trendy. And Crunchyroll, of course, they have to abide to copyrights and change the names. His name in the manga is Tonio Trussardi, who is based off of an Italian fashion designer. I guess they didn't have a right, so they don't want to tread that water. So they changed his name to Tonio Trendy. I'm just going to use Tonio, of course. He sits them down, says, welcome to my restaurant. They figure out that he is Italian, or he knows he's clearly Italian, as he says, yes, I am from Italy. I've traveled the entire world to perfect my craft in cooking and try to make the best of everything. However, what brought me to Moriotown is it has the freshest produce that I've came across in all of my travels. So he's very happy to be there and set up shop. He sits them down, as I said, and Okuyasu, he's like, okay, cool, I'm ready to eat. Where's the menu? Here he says, I don't have a menu. I give my customers what I feel they need is best for them, which kind of pisses Okuyasu off. He's like, come on, what kind of place are you running? You got a restaurant, you don't have a menu, I can't pick what I want. Stop playing around and give me the menu, man. Josuke, he kind of nudges him on the shoulder as well and says, look, let's just play along with it. Let's see what this guy has. He even takes a page out of Jotaro's book saying, if the food's nasty, we're just going to get up. We're not going to pay for it and we're going to dip. So let's just see what he has to offer. He gives them a glass of water to start things off. And he notices that Okuyasu had diarrhea yesterday. He grabs his hand. He's able to observe his entire body of everything that's wrong with him. He said, you had diarrhea yesterday. You didn't get good sleep because of it. You got a bum shoulder. And you have athlete's foot. He was able to deduce all of this by holding Okuyasu's hand. So that's kind of weird. You know, Josuke is looking like, how did he know all of that? So he gives them both some water and Okuyasu drinks the water and he just starts marking out. He's like, oh my God, this water is so good. He's gugging it down. He's like, this water is so good that I'm about to cry. And he literally is crying, but uncontrollably his tears are just flowing from his face right now like a fountain. And Josuke's like, dude, what's wrong with your face? And his eyes are starting to squish in. Tonio comes back out from the back and says that he will be just fine. That water that I gave him is from an African spring and it is like 50,000 years old. But it's known as the purest water in the land ever in existence. And what it's doing to him right now is clearing out all of the gunk, dirt, and everything bad in his eyes because he had bad sleep. Immediately after he says that, Okuyasu, he's like, I'm fine. He's 100% now. He's like, I felt like I just had 10 hours of sleep. So whatever this water did, it cleared up his problem with him sleeping. So Tonio comes back next. He's like, I'm going to start you guys off with some salad. Go ahead and taste this. It has tomatoes in it. Us Italians, we were the first people to use tomatoes. He gives them a history lesson, everything that's in it. And Okuyasu eats it, and he's marking out again. He's like, oh my God, this salad is so good. Oh, Jesus, Lord. Oh, he's just eating it up, just uncontrollably eating the salad. And once he starts to eat the salad, this is where things start to get weird once again, because when he was done with the salad, he said his shoulder's itching. He starts to feel hot as Tonio tells him to take off his jacket. And he starts scratching on his shoulder. And as he's scratching, it's just clumps of dead skin just coming out, man. It's bizarre. I mean, this is a series, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but it's really bizarre as clumps of dead skin is coming off. As he's itching, it's building up more and more, and it's flowing out of his shoulder. So much so that it makes probably about the size of a basketball of dead skin. Josuke is grossed out. He's like, what the fuck is going on with this? What did you eat? What did you do to him? Tonio's like, just relax, okay? He has a bad shoulder. And what this salad did when he ate it was it took all of the dead skin in his entire body and funneled it out. So now his shoulder is 100%. And Okuyasu, he's excited. He's like, yeah, I mean, my shoulders never felt this great. I feel good. I feel like I could do anything. Let's go. What do you got for me next? So Tonio, he takes the ball of dead skin. He looks a little bit suspicious as he goes to the back of the kitchen. And Josuke kind of pulls Okuyasu to the side, and he reminds him that Hazamada told him that stand users are attracted to each other. And I think this is the case that we have here. It's weird because you just start crying uncontrollably and it fixes your eyes. Now you're scratching dead skin everywhere and your shoulder's 100% healed. I don't think we should eat what this guy brings to us next. At that point, he comes out. He has a plate of spaghetti. And with the spaghetti, it's really spicy. And Okuyasu says, I can't eat anything spicy at all, no matter what. I mean, I can barely handle mild food. Tonio, he's kind of cool with this. He says, you know what? Okay, if you can't eat it, if it's too hot, I won't charge you for it, but at least give it a try. However, I make all my food to the taste of everyone, so no one should be able to not be able to enjoy such good food because, you know, it's too hot or whatever. So Okuyasu, he keeps trying to eat it, but it's just too spicy for him. But he keeps licking the sauce. And he just keeps licking and licking and licking until eventually he's like, it's good, oh my God. So just like everything else, he's scarfing down the spaghetti, but then all of a sudden his stomach starts to hurt. And he just starts bowling over in pain uncontrollably. And we're beginning to see like blood just spurt out of everywhere. So Josuke, the gig is up at this point. He's pissed. He's tired of playing around with this guy. He calls Crazy Diamond to smash the plate of spaghetti to turn it back to his regular form to see what's in the ingredients. When he does this, he sees that they're like little tomato type monsters, which is Pearl Jam, and they escape to the back of the kitchen. So he runs to the back of the kitchen to try to find Tonio, as we have found a stand user. However, he can't find him. He's searching around the kitchen trying to find Tonio, and he does locate him in the corner somewhere. And he's with a dog who's eating something off a plate. And I'm thinking, oh my God, we know how it get with Jojo and Araki. People have told me otherwise, but it just feels like this guy just hates animals, because whenever his dog's around in Jojo, they're gonna die. That always happens, so I'll just prepare myself for it at this point. He sees him looking sinister. The dog is scarfing down some type of lamb that we hear Tonio say is going to be the main dish. And all of a sudden, this dog starts to show the same signs that Okuyasu had. And his stomach just implodes. The intestines come out, it blows up. And I'm like, damn it, here we go again. Another dog dead on Jojo. Another animal dead. Tonio notices Josuke. He notices Josuke, and he comes behind him with a big ass, it looks like a brick. He's about to hit him with it. When Josuke turns around, though, we find out that it was actually a bar of soap. And Tonio's not pissed at him for finding out that he had the dog. He's pissed because he's like, what are you doing in my kitchen without washing your hands? That's unsanitary. That'd be bad for my customers. What's wrong with you? Immediately once he says that as well, we see that the dog is fine, is back up and happy, and Okuyasu's back as well, as Tonio explains that the dog had a stomach ache as well. So what he was doing was feeding the dog a piece of the final course to see if it will work on Okuyasu. As we get to find out a little bit more about the stand. So I'm going to go ahead and explain what Pearl Jam does, because they didn't explain it in the episode. He talked about it and you kind of had to piece it together, and I apologize if they go back and tell you what it does next week. Basically what Pearl Jam does is it allows him to imbue food with the ability to heal any type of ailment. So it's kind of a useless stand battle-wise. I mean, I can see him being a healer or something like that, but unless he has food on deck, he's not going to be that useful at all. And I'm not sure, I haven't read past this part in the manga, so I don't know if this guy stays around or not. But I just kind of feel that he was just put there to kind of pad the episodes a little bit because, and the manga too, because part 4 was longer than Stardust. Stardust was just under 50 episodes. I think it was like 46 or 47. So this is probably going to be 50 or 52. It already got confirmed that it's going to have a second core. So it's going to keep going in the spring. With this many episodes, it's going to have to keep going. But I'm getting off track a little bit. Again, explaining Pearl Jam. Pearl Jam can basically heal any type of ailment by going into the food. Okuyasu's fine. The dog is fine. Tonio explains himself as he gives Okuyasu the final course of the day, which is his dessert, which ends up healing his athlete's foot. Meanwhile, Josuke is cleaning up the kitchen before coming in there without washing his hands. And even though that's not the end of the episode, that ends our adventure, as the final scene takes us to a park type area with Jotaro being confronted or being met by a man from the Speedwagon Foundation who says he picked this area specifically because it doesn't have any type of electricity or power lines or anything like that. So we're going to get back to Red Hot Chili Pepper, it seems. He tells Jotaro that he was sent by somebody that's coming to meet him in the city. Who is that person? Joseph Joestar, baby. The OG Joestar is back. My boy, I'm going to get to hear some, oh my god! Jotaro is my favorite JoJo. It looks like Josuke by the end of this, he has the potential to take that spot. However, Joseph is the man to start it all because we didn't get enough time with Jonathan to see what type of character he would have been if he developed because that was cut short. So it's going to be good to see the old man back. Now, I know he's not going to be around long, but just to see him show up again, he has to be ancient. He's an old pimp too. If he's still out there having kids because you know Josuke is his kid. So we get Joseph back next week. I'm probably gonna have to live react because I'm so hyped to see him, because the next episode we're going after Red Hot Chili Pepper as well. Probably one of the most sinister stands and one of the most intelligent stands we've seen to date. So that was the episode in a nutshell. Drop the video a like if you liked anything I had to say or you liked the video. And let me know what you guys thought of this episode in the comments. Most importantly, are you hyped to see Joseph back? You ready for that? Oh my god! That son of a bitch! Are you ready for the English that we're going to get next episode? I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Be sure to join me tomorrow as I review Kisniver. And Sunday we got Boku no Hero live reaction as well as ReZero. And as I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to listen to me, and I really appreciate that. So thank you for stopping by. On that note, it's your boy Infrar-Ed signing out. See you soon.